Hello and welcome to this short video. I'm going to demonstrate how that homemade jig works to turn small dowels. You have seen how I have prepared this jig in the slideshow before. So basically, there are two main components here. Here is the drill machine with a chuck where you connect the dowel, and this rotating block that actually moves, that can hold the other end of the dowel on this, end of a nail. So in my rush of enthusiasm, I actually went ahead and completed all other components and masts, booms, and yards for my Blackbeard Sloop project, and basically that's the project I built this jig for. So the only thing that is left is basically the main yard. So that is part number 22 here. As you can see, this is 172 millimeter long, and this is the dowel that I'm going to use, and it was supplied by Mamoli in the kit. So this is part number 22, 172 millimeter long. It is 5 millimeter in diameter in the middle, and I'll have to taper it down to 3 millimeter on both ends and create the yard arms on the end. So that's the project, and I'm going to demonstrate this on the tool and to show how this thing works in real life. Excuse me. So there are two ways to do it. So first, let's fix the dowel. So it's pretty straightforward sound, and there's a small punch that I made in the end at the center of the dowel, so that holds the dowel in place. So alright, so this thing rotates very nicely now. So in many ways it is possible to use a file, either a file strip like this, or even standard nail filer like this one, to hold down the rotating dowel and create a taper. So something like this. So you just hold it, move it together, keep moving it, and over time you're gonna get a decent taper. Sorry, this chuck went loose. However, since I own a Dremel rotary tool right here, what I'm going to do is I'll show you, if you have a Dremel rotary tool, what is the expedited way of creating the taper. And it's actually very easy, and it takes really much less time than using a file, for obvious reasons. You basically have the power of a rotary tool to do the sanding, as opposed to a static file. So this is 240 sanding disc, as you can see. So yeah, it's already a little dirty with all the wood dust because of from the rotating, or the filing that I've done on the previous dowels. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the midpoint, as you can see. So what I'm going to start with is tapering down this section on the right, and then create the yardarm, and then rotate the dowel and do the same on the other side. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, as you can see, it's a nice taper down, leaving the midsection where you have the part number and the central line. It's a nice taper towards the end, towards the yard arm. These parallel lines are very helpful in creating the tapers. They are all 5 millimeter apart. So since I'm moving from 5 to 3 millimeter approximately towards the end, so it becomes very easy, even though if you don't have any immediate measuring gauge, you can have a pretty decent visual measurement to see if you're close to that. So let's just have a quick measurement of the tapered end. So it should come down to 3 millimeter by now. So exactly, yes. So this is exactly 3 millimeters. So yeah, I mean, it approximately, of course, I don't actually have I don't have a tool to measure it across the diameter, so but it's definitely 3 millimeter if you look here. All right. Okay, so the next step is going to be to creating the yard arm. So what I've done is it's a pretty, again, straightforward method. So what I'm going to do is I have this Rebel model saw. So I'll take the saw at an appropriate distance from the end, say about 6 millimeter, and start rotating the dowel slowly at first. Yeah. Increase the speed, move the saw around a bit. It's easier if you're in right orientation to the tool. Since I am actually working in a different angle, it's a little difficult for me so that I can shoot the video, but yeah. So now, as you can see, there's a nice little groove that I created here. So a little more. So it should be about 1 millimeter deep. Yeah, so that's right there. So you have a nice little groove there. So next, what I'm going to do is, and I will be sanding that down into the yardarm. So let me hold this down. Right, so as you can see, it's pretty near to the desired shape. In fact, I think this would pass for it. I'm just gonna go for one more pass. I still see a little bit of groove in there. Oops. Think I took it too far. Well, sorry about that. So I think I took it a little too far. So there was a slight chip, as you can see here on the yard arm, but that easily repairable. So, but overall, from this, except on this part, if you really look at the shape of this is really nice and easy, yeah, and solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same exact operation on the other side to complete this piece. Now, one thing to remember is that now this side is a completed piece and this has a taper, so this might actually create some issues when it is tightened with the chuck, and it might actually the pressure of those chuck, given these are very soft wood, can actually distort the shape of this nicely sanded and tapered side here. So here is a small plastic protection for that. So this is something that I actually got. So you if you buy paint brushes. So most of the paint brush, they come with a protection, plastic cover protection. So you just remove one from them and just put it on the tapered side. You use the size that works for you. You can even, cut it if it is required. So in this case, it's a little long. So what I'm going to do is I'll just cut it here. All right. And then I am going to fix this side into the chuck properly as well. So now this part is nicely fixed till it clicks. Alright, so the other side is fixed as well. So let's testing here to see that everything is running properly and fine and it's all parallel to this line. So it's the same operation again, and we'll just start with the tapering using the Dremel rotary tool. Alright, that's about it. So now we are going to create the yardarm the same way we have done on the other side. Okay, I think that's enough. We remove. So here we go, the main yard, nicely tapered on both sides with the yardarm.